Hi Internet, welcome to another edition of Stop and Think, the Puzzle Channel. I'm your host, John Appleseed. Let's do the Sunday New York Times crossword puzzle posted on June 22nd, 2025. The constructors today are Ruth Bloomfield Margolin and Hannah Margolin, edited by Will Shorts. And let's get into the puzzle. Oh, the title is Bringing a +1. Sounds like we may have to insert an additional letter into a square here and there. Let's find out what that means. Bringing a +1. Large blank collider, a facility in Geneva, Switzerland. That's one across. I think that's a large hadron collider. One down, lacks, hasn't. Might fit. Two down, detest, abhor. Three down, one of music's Allman Brothers. Greg and Dwayne, I think. Let's try Dwayne. At least that fits. Four down, gender blank. Oh, and this is a different color than the others. So this must be one of our theme clues. +1. Gender reveal is a pre-birth event, I think. 19 Ross looks like abuela, family elder in El Salvador. It could be abuela or abuelo, grandmother or grandfather. Six down, King Cole's first name is Nat King Cole. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. So Nat King Cole for six down. Five down is going to be Olé, a football cheer. Football spelled the Spanish way, excuse me. Abuela is Spanish word for grandmother. Could be a family elder in El Salvador where they speak Spanish. 27 across, survey option is none. And 31 across, trample, could be tread on. So why is four down a different color than the other clues? Don't know. 23 across, make a partner's beard presentable for all the photos with a question mark. Shave the what? I don't know. 24 down, manages. Don't know that. 7 across, we need to talk. No. 7 down, declare. That could be a vow or a ver. I like a shave the beginning, but I don't know what the ending is for 23 across. 28 across is responded to an alarm. No. 8 down, Lady Anne at the beginning of Richard III. I think that's the one I saw, the film version with Ian McKellen. I don't know. Is she a widow? I think her husband had just been killed by Richard III. We need to talk. A word. Jenkins, a word. Let's try widow. 9 down, rocker Rick Ocasek of the Cars. You might think I'm crazy. All I want is you. A bishop's deputy is a vicar for 20 across, one who acts in the place of someone else. 10 down, like the Mario Kart games, races. Famous doctor who never practiced medicine for 11 down. That's probably Dr. Dre. For all the photos. Okay, shave the date. So +1 was our hint, or the title of the puzzle. Save the date is something you do for a wedding or other event. And if you shave your partner's beard, you are shaving your date to make him presentable for all the photos. So it's shave the date. And we are adding one letter to the phrase, save the date. Let's try aver instead of a vow for 7 down, declare. And then 28 across, arose. You got out of bed in response to an alarm. Like the Mario Kart games, that's probably rated E for everyone. Isn't that what they do for video games? Widow looks right. Aver. 24 down, manages, handles. 34 across, cause of many headaches while planning the big day. Okay, these are, I think, going to be a wedding theme. June wedding, that's right. We're in June. Wedding, cause of many headaches. No, don't know. 29 down, thin sounding. Tinny could be an adjective for a voice or a sound that is this kind of thinnish. 12 across, barnyard strutter. A rooster or a cock. Cockerel. 12 down, pina colada vessel. the cup or the mug for which you put a pina colada in. What? Don't know that. 13 down, cousin of a chimp, an orangutan, orang. 14 down, loops in, brief, CCs. 15 down, mudslide component. That's a cocktail with Kahlua and other things. The brown color of the Kahlua makes it look like mud. Marine predator for 21 across is orca. 25 across, poet hired to write the couple's vows in flowery verse. So another theme here. Ogden Nash is a poet. Flowery verse. 29 across, increment in an elephant's weight. I guess you would measure them in tons. Reeves of the Matrix for 39 across. That's Keanu Reeves. Pina colada could be served in a coconut. Yeah, in a tiki bar or something. Milk source, a dairy farm. 46 across, lay low, to inter or bury someone, could be to lay them low. What is this? Wedding, cause of many headaches. 36 down, caboose. No. 26 down, dinosaur from our imagination. With a quote. I don't know what that means. 16 across, lazy day attire. For short, maybe a t-shirt, a tee. 22 across, luau accessory would be a lei, I think, the flower garland. 30 across, pancake with applesauce or sour cream. Those are ways to serve latkes. And wedding, batter's position for 16 down is the plate in baseball. Soto steps to the plate, for example. 17 down, spasms. Take out T for 16 across. Not sure. 18 down, menu heading. Yeah, I'm not sure about that corner. 40 across, suffix with Caesar. Caesarean, like a C-section. Caboose is the, don't know. Okay, let's move over here. 37 across, 1980s tennis champ Yvonne Lendl, I think. 32 down, off ingredient with an exclamation point. That is the bug spray. DEET is an insect repellent. 33 down, real Lulu. A oneer. I haven't seen that word in a long time. Yeah, it is a oneer, kind of a wower. Unagi catcher would be one who catches eels, an eeler. 38 down, terms of a contract with a question mark. So I'm not sure about that. 45 down, choral arrangement, essentials. I think that's not the musical arrangement. The physical arrangement of the choir singers would stand on the risers, and you'd have to arrange them in a useful way. 41 across, what's broken for a record? Don't know. 41 down, Q before Q. The line of letters that appear before the letter Q. Check LMNOP or MNOP, QRS, yeah. What's broken for a record? 52 across is tool for a couple who intend to return everything and keep the money. So like a gift registry, or maybe a grift registry. If they plan to return everything, keep the money, that would be a scam, a grift. So gift registry becomes grift registry. Okay, and then MNOP is not going to work. A Q before Q. Oh, LGBTQ? Yes, okay. BT, it's still Pride Month, right? What is broken for a record? A lap? 58 across, pro bono, maybe. 62 across, like little nobodies. 42 down, it's get one's ducks in a row. 43 down, vintage racket. If you break the law, you get a criminal record. I think that's what that is. 53 down, driver's warning. Oh, now I want honk for that, or horn. No, a golf driver would say 4 to warn somebody that a golf ball is headed their way. Little nobodies. Twerps. Okay. Wine. Vintage. Vintage is suggesting wine. Then what is the racket? Either another confidence game or like a tennis racket or a noise. 68 across, fancy headpiece ornament. Don't know that. 63 down, wallop. Nope. 64 down, without change. Samesies. I don't know. 69 down, the H in Holmes. Okay, that is a way to remember the Great Lakes. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. So the H stands for Lake Huron. 38 down, terms of a contract. And 59 across, start of a RuPaul's Drag Race farewell. Don't you sashay away on that show, I think. 54 down, away with you, shoe. 55 down is 1099. That is a form, a tax form. Specifically, I think. RM. Pope who excommunicated Martin Luther, Leo X, I guess. I was going to wonder how that EOX was going to fit. Legalese is kind of like the small print of a contract, or the way a contract is written. Okay, that makes sense. A fancy headpiece ornament. Is it feather? Oh, feather of the bride. Father of the bride becomes feather of the bride. I guess she might have a fancy feather in her veil headpiece. 70 down, overly precious. Twee is kind of a twee word used in that sense. Overly precious. Just two. 75 across. Blank is me. To have seen what I have seen. Oh, woe is me. Quote from Ophelia. That's Hamlet, right? 66 down, young pigs are shoats, I think. I'm not sure about that. 66 across. Response to winning a lottery, maybe. Don't know that. 60 down, filibuster components. No. 47 down, community at the end of the line. An exurb. A town outside the urban area, kind of a suburb, but an exurb. 56 across, where inner truth is seen clearly. An X-ray lab. Yeah, that fits. And then 36 down, that's the caboose. Is this an E for cesarean? I'm not sure. 60 across, diamonds for one is a suit in cards. 66 across, response to winning a lottery. A spree, a spending spree. Speech. Are speeches components of a filibuster? Yeah, I think so. Then go on a spending spree. When I'm out on a quiet spree, fighting vainly that old ennui, and I suddenly turn and see your fabulous face. So let's spell cesarean with an E, and then derriere could be your tushy, your caboose. Wedding. What is the cause of many headaches? 48 across, blank on down the road, song from The Wiz. Ease on down the road. 49 down, year round as tires, all weather. Yeah, that fits. think. Doesn't quite fit. All season? Okay. 61 across, airport alternative to EWR. That's Newark, so maybe LaGuardia is in that same region. Starch yielding palm is sago. Is that a palm? Milk source could be soy milk. eBay for parent of shopping.com. So that gives me confidence about X-Ray Lab. LGA soy. I guess sago is some kind of palm that I have not heard of before, but there are lots of things I haven't heard of before, so I think I'll just trust to luck there. 76 across, mesmerized. I was going to say enrapture or something like that, but doesn't quite fit. Stayed home for dinner for 57 down is 8 in. 71 down, lackluster could be drab. Is it enwrapped? I'm enwrapped. 77 down, heap, a pile. And 78 down, look, I did it, ta-da. Okay, enwrapped as an adjective. Don't know that I've heard that, but once again, lots of things I learned from doing crosswords. A pile of something, 83 across, one side of the Bosporus Strait. Yeah, that divides the Asian and European parts of Turkey. Colorful sequin jacket that the groom chose to wear. Yeah, I like bold. A sequin jacket would be bold, a bold fashion choice. Not quite sure what the rest of it is. 81 across, spread the word to preach. Okay. Shoats. I think that was in a puzzle a couple of weeks ago. As young pigs. Yeah, let's try that. 81 down, make a quick visit to pop in. Oh, this is something blue, something borrowed, something old. So something old becomes something bold, which might be a bold fashion choice for the groom. 92 across, obsessed with. C's don't know. 99 across, rugby scruffle is a scrum, I think. One looking for a free ride would be a hitchhiker or a hitcher. For 82 down. 87 down is Aquafina's given name. She's Nora from Queens, I think. I've heard her call herself. 88 down, hoofed creatures that sound up to date. News. Sound like they've got the news, like they're new. Obsessed with is set on. Okay, let's move back over to this section. 72 across, much. Don't know. 72 down, F that comes right after A, B, C, and D. I'm not sure I understand that. 73 down, additionally, plus. 72 across, much. 79 across, in the style of, that's a la, chicken a la king, absolutely. For an 84 across, don't know. 89 across, mine find is the load. A racket. Dealing with wine. 74 across, famous doctor who never practiced medicine. We had Dr. Dre and Dr. Seuss in the puzzle today. Wallop could be to paste, really pasted him. 80 across, weight of an empty container is the tear. Oh, is that what that means? I always see that on scales and never quite know what it means. Without change, steady. Absolutely. Sure I do. Like some online purchases in-app. Let's try steadily here for 64 down without change. Absolutely. Sure we do, or yes we do. 85 down, adjusts sights, re-aims. I sure do. Additionally, also, would also fit there. In addition, let's try I sure do for absolutely. And then 72 down, are these music notes or grades or A, B, C, and D? And then an F that comes right after that. A fail. Okay, yeah, the F would stand for fail in grades, and there is no E grade in a lot of schools. Mine find is the load wine fraud. A vintage racket. So a con scheme dealing with selling wine, I guess, would be wine fraud. It's a vintage racket. Is that a pun on something else, or is that just what it is? I guess I'm not quite. If it sounds like something or is meant to be replacing other words, I don't think that's one of our themed word answers. So okay, let's leave that in. Much could be far. It's a far piece. It's much walking, I guess. Okay, I sure do load. Okay, those all look all right. 94 across, communication that goes without saying, for short. American Sign Language, ASL. You don't use speech in that. 96 across, Trojan War King, King Priam of Troy. 101 across, one ensuring that each family can invite the same number of guests. Don't know that. 101 down, Blue Ribbon Beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon. 102 down, the Hunger Games venue, an arena, maybe. 103 down, South Pole Trailblazer, Amundsen. Roald, I think that's right. 124 across, wee bit could be a tad of something. 120 across, popular 90-minute show. Saturday Night Live, is that 90 minutes? I only watch the clips on YouTube these days because I can't stay up that late. 115 across, animals escort down the aisle. No. What wispy, swirly lines from a cartoon pie may represent for 110 across, aroma. Nice callback to today's Strands puzzle, if you've done that. Let's try arena for the Hunger Games venue. Parity party planner becomes parity planner. Okay. NER. 104 down, bagel option, plain. I do like plain bagels. 95 down, social climbers obsession is status. The best man becomes beast man. For 115 across, the animals escort down the aisle. 116 down, 6 on a phone. Is it MNO, the letters that would be on the 6 key? Bushel or a peck is a unit. Galore is a plenty, okay? And then Sony for PlayStation Maker, yeah, that fits. 111 across, umpire's call. So an umpire in tennis would call a let, a do-over. And then Jack on a non-fat diet is Jack Spratt, who could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean, they say. 112 across, Febreze competitor, some kind of deodorizer thing. I don't know what that is. 117 across, parent who foolishly wore stiletto heels to a garden event. I don't know that. 117 down, Leo's movie studio. That's the studio that has the roaring lion in the logo. That is known as Leo the lion. It's MGM is the studio. 97 down, second largest Portuguese-speaking country. They speak Portuguese in Angola, in Southwest Africa. 126 across, head over heels. Manic, might fit. 122 across, gather a bushel or a peck to glean. 112 across, Febreze competitor, Glade. Yeah, Glade makes deodorizers. 90, what do they call those things? I can't quite think of the word, the scented whatever. 98 down, like the cheese in fondue, melted. Fondue means melted in French. Let's take out manic. Maybe it's mad for or something. 105 down, Motorsports Hall of Fame, Bobby. Not sure about that. 113 down, blank thy father. and refuse thy name. Deny thy father and refuse thy name, said Juliet Capulet to Romeo Montague. Must be mother head over heels. Madly, the gods were laughing high above. One of them gave a little shove, and I fell gaily, gladly, madly into love. As you might do at a wedding. 106 across, the Orthodox Jewish set has Hasidic or Hasidim, I think might fit there. 100 down, how one might feel when a crossword clue is tricky. Mixed up or something. Miffed might fit. 107 down, character in the crown. Diana, Princess Diana. 108 down, crocodile hunter Steve Irwin. And 109 down, digs for data, data mines. So 114 across, disembodied assistant is Siri. 123 across, blank weenie, teeny weenie. 127 across, taxis typically are sedans, the type of car. Yes, FWIW, for what it's worth, is what that stands for. So here we have it's, for what the I stands for. 119 down, helpful word on a class reunion name tag might be nay, so you can see the maiden name of the person. Misled, for how one might feel when a crossword clue is tricky. And for 117 across, the parent who foolishly wore stiletto heels to a garden event would be the mother-in-law who becomes the mother stuck in the lawn, mother-in-law. And no, L does not finish the puzzle because we have this confusing section up here. Cash bar becomes cash barred. Okay, I'm thinking of wedding-related terms. The poet who is hired to write the poem would be the cash bard. Barney? Barney the dinosaur? That must be a line from the theme song. Don't know that. Wedding dress becomes wedding duress. Okay, for the cause of many headaches while planning the big day. Plate. Spasms are jerks. Your muscle jerks, twitches. PJs could be lazy day attire, pajamas. Menu heading would be sides. Okay, so I think it's J for jerks and PJs, sides and PJs, and S finishes the puzzle. There we go, just under a half hour for a Sunday puzzle. I'm always happy when I can do that. We figured out the theme. We knew early on it was going to be something to do with weddings, and we are inserting one extra letter. So no need to use the rebus button today. We are taking a common phrase and adding a letter to it, taking save the date and change it to shave the date. Cash bar becomes cash barred. Wedding dress becomes wedding duress. Why is it here we go, wedding duress. Grift registry, feather of the bride, parity planner, and then we had some shorter ones, beast man and cash barred. Yeah, they're symmetrical with each other. And I think wine fraud is not one of the themed answers, and I'm not quite sure I'm getting if there's a pun in there that I'm missing. Let me know in the comments, but I enjoyed that puzzle. Hope you enjoyed watching. Please come back to my channel for more puzzles and games, and I'll see you next time.